What up, guys? It's Sarah. You already know the vibes. Today, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be reacting to this channel where it seems really famous, and I've seen a lot of famous YouTubers react to it, so I'm gonna give it a shot because these stories seem pretty interesting, and according to the channel, they're true stories, and there's different people that live their lives a certain way. So without further ado, I'm just gonna stop talking because I'm chatting, and we're gonna get right into this video.
Hey, I'm Maria, and I started dating my boyfriend Rubio in the 10th grade. I thought we were the perfect couple. I mean, we were both honor students, and we even played Romeo and Juliet in our school play. I know it sounds crazy, but although we were young, I was already imagining us getting married someday and having a bunch of kids. But after about a year of dating, Rubio's behavior changed. Suddenly, he always put his phone on airplane mode when we met. It was as if he was scared of someone sending him an SMS or calling him while I was there. When I asked him why he was suddenly using airplane mode, he told me he didn't want to be distracted while he was with me. I mean, that was sweet and all, but he never.
From the jump, she should know that he's cheating. Honestly, I don't want to be distracted. What? That's some bobo.
Used to do it before, and I wasn't sure I believed him. Then he started to come up with excuses about why he didn't have time to see me on the weekends. He usually said he had to study, but then I'd see him constantly on Instagram. It just didn't add up. And I started to worry he was seeing another girl behind my back. Of course, I hoped he was being faithful and honest, but I couldn't stop worrying. So I decided to take things into my own hands and find out the truth. I asked my friend Stacy to add Rubio on Snapchat. He immediately responded to her request, and they started talking. Stacy was very flirtatious, and after just 2 days of chatting, she asked my boyfriend Rubio on a date. And he said yes. Wow. I was freaking mad, but afterwards, Stacy and I made a plan for me to show up at their date with a camera.
Honestly, I know she thinks she cheating and stuff, but like, she was kind of in the wrong for that. But then again, I guess at the end of the day, she finding out he's cheating, so it's like a win-win situation. And I'd rather not be cheated on. Don't play my emotions.
I wanted to share the photos on Instagram so the whole world would see that he was a lying cheater. But when I arrived at their date and confronted Rubio, he acted all cool and said he knew all along that I'd set him up, so he'd only gone to teach me a lesson. He sounded so confident that, for a moment, I believed him. But then I asked him to show me his phone so I could check if he was chatting with any other girls. Rubio refused and told me I was a bad girlfriend for not trusting him. We had a huge fight right in the middle of the restaurant. But it didn't matter what I said. Rubio always had a smart answer for me. He refused to admit he'd been cheating, but I knew I couldn't trust him anymore. That's why I told him it was over between us. I hoped he'd be devastated at the thought of losing me and beg me to stay. But he just stared at me for a few seconds before shaking his head saying, "Whatever, I don't care." So, do I recommend you set up your boyfriend like this? No. Now I look back, I can see it was immature of me to play games. But if there
Relatable.
are any signs your boyfriend is cheating on you, you might want to do some detective work and handle it in private. But hey, Rubio and I were both very young, and I guess it's normal that we were both a bit immature. However, next time I date someone, I will make sure it's someone I can trust. If I ever get suspicious, I'll talk to him about it. And if I don't get the answers I need, I'll end it. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope you were able.
Guys. At least she admitted to be immature. They were kids, so obviously they're gonna be immature. And yeah, for the guys out there that love to cheat, please please, please, please. It makes no sense to be in a relationship if you're gonna end up cheating at the end of the day. So just don't do it. Logic. You're hurting other people's feelings, and stuff like this causes people to commit suicide. So yeah, don't cheat. Life story.
Hey, I'm Patricia, and recently we had Spirit Week at our high school, which means we had to dress up to a certain theme like Pajama Day or Nerd Day. But I didn't participate. Why? I was just too lazy. But my English teacher, Mr. Snape, who had always hated me, said, "Oh, Patricia, why don't you participate in Spirit Week? You're ruining the fun." Why was he picking on me again? I responded, "Don't annoy me." To which he responded, "I see you're too scared to put on a costume and express yourself." What? Scared? Me? No. I just didn't like wearing costumes. But fine. I was willing to prove him wrong. I went to this shop where they sold very revealing costumes and cosplays. I chose a pirate costume, and it was so short it was almost like a bikini. The next day, we had our English exam with Mr. Snape. It was perfect. I came 5 minutes too late, like always. But when Mr. Snape saw me, he said, "What the hell?" I said, "Ugh, cadet, step aside." He responded, "Get out of my classroom. You're dressed like a whore." I responded, "You said I was too..."
Time out. What kind of teacher calls their student a whore? I want to know what generation they're in, because, like, are teachers allowed to call students whores? What? He finna get fired.
to express myself, so here's my response. He told me again, "Get out." And I responded, "Nope." Then he said, "Fine, you are suspended for the rest of the week." And I responded, "Sounds great, then I don't have to come to your boring classes anymore." I acted cool, but actually I was shocked. I just wanted to provoke my teacher a bit, but now I was suspended, and I didn't even know what that meant. I ended up calling up my dad and told him what Mr. Snape had done to me. My father always has a hot temper, so he got angry and said he'd come over right now. I thought he would support me, but when he saw me, he freaked out and screamed, "What are you wearing?" I said, "It's Spirit Week, calm down." But my father said, "You look like you were working for a pimp. That's not how my daughter walks around. I'm glad they suspended you. Now you can't embarrass yourself anymore." Thanks, Dad. And to make things worse, I had to make up the English exam I had missed, and Mr. Snape put much harder questions on that exam. So I failed it terribly and got an F.
Damn.
That was a big problem because it meant I'd have to repeat the year. But I went to my principal and told him how Mr. Snape had put harder questions on my made-up exam. He said, "Yeah, this isn't the first time he's done that." And then he said, "You'll get one more chance." But this time, I studied a lot and somehow managed to get a C- on my exam. I guess that next
Better than
time I'll
enough.
simply not get into any stupid fights with any of my immature teachers.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna end it there. Maybe I'll do a part 2 to this if you guys are really interested in this, or you guys could always check out their channel. Their channel is called Share My Story. I'll pop it up on the screen. This is their channel. They have some really interesting stories. I've watched some already, and I've seen some reactions to some. So yeah, I might continue doing these, so you guys could get my reactions to these videos. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and let me know what y'all want to see next, because I really don't know what to do anymore, and at this point I'm just brainstorming on what to do, and I want to post things that you guys want to see. So let me know down in the comments, or hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat. Let me know what you want to see. Peace.